This is Bill Wendell from the Real Estate Cafe. I'm not in a cathedral. I'm at the Massachusetts State Legislature, where today was Realtor Day on the Hill. Realtors climbed through this massive building and visited their state reps and senators about the 5 issues you see here on the table. I was pleased that I've always been able to interact with the peers in the real estate community, realtor community, even if I chose at some point not to be one of them. That's a side story I need not go into, but dialogue is important, and so it was important to present a contrarian perspective on 4 of the 5 of these issues. I'll just go very quickly behind this fair housing issue, which seems like a point of consensus that everyone would agree to is a hidden issue of hiding listings and what implications that has for fair housing. The next is another win-win issue, which is there are now 50 cities in the state, cities and towns that have a starter home that starts at $1 million. So doing something interesting, more than interesting, compelling, and incentivizing homebuyer savings is the subject of that bill. I'll come back to it. Crumbling foundations, we've got to build the industry on a solid foundation. Right now, if you're a baby boomer and you're selling a home, you know that that generation has won the real estate lottery, and generation priced out needs all the help they can get. The realtors oppose real estate transfer taxes. I don't. This one, written contracts, you'd think as a buyer agent with 30 plus years experience, actually 30 years this year as the Real Estate Cafe, that I would insist on a written agreement. Well, at the right time, that's the right solution, but it has to reflect a meeting of the minds, not a document that too often is being signed at first meeting without any full informed consent, simply to go through the door. Well, I only went through about 4 or 5 doors here today, and I appreciate you tuning in to listen. I want to make one more point. There's a bill here people haven't been talking about, and that is a ban on dual agency. Since the early 1990s, when buyer agency came into the marketplace, traditional brokerage said, we can do that too. Well, not only did they say we can do that too, but more recently, they're saying, and we can hide listings too and collect both sides of the transaction. So there's a bill to ban dual agency. I would like to see it extended to ban what's called designated agency. Imagine these 2 soldiers working for the same firm, so that it appears they don't have a conflict of interest because it's not one person trying to talk out of both sides of their mouth, but it's 2. Well, that's actually a false solution if it's an in-house. If you've ever played sports, you know you don't share a locker room with the other team. So why do I keep coming back to this dying soldier? Well, the buyer agent's job is to protect the home buyer. Well, they've been strangled. We are on life support. I did not see an exclusive buyer agent at this event. So not only would I like to see these written contracts be delayed, but there are certain clauses that should be in them. No dual agency, no designated agency, and no double dipping. If you'd like to learn more about those issues, glad to meet you in any of the 300 plus cities and towns in Massachusetts. We don't need to do a press conference. We just talk in person. Thanks for listening. Bill Wendell, Real Estate Cafe.